2 Samuel chapter 14. The woman of Tekoa. Now Joab, the son of Zeruiah, knew that the king's heart was inclined toward Absalom. So Joab sent to Tekoa and brought a wise woman from there and said to her, "Please pretend to be a mourner and put a mourning garments now. And do not anoint yourself with oil, but be like a woman who has been mourning for the dead many days. Then you shall go to the king and speak to him in this manner." So Joab put the words in her mouth. So the woman of Tekoa spoke to the king, and she fell on her face to the ground and prostrated herself and said, "Save, O king." And the king said to her, "What is your trouble?" And she answered, "Truly I am a widow. My husband has died, and your servant woman has 2 sons. But the 2 of them struggled together in the field, and there was no one to deliver between them. So one struck the other and put him to death. And behold, the whole family has risen against your servant woman. And they say, Hand over the one who struck his brother, that we may put him to death for the life of his brother, whom he killed, and destroyed the heir also. Thus they will extinguish my coal which remains, so as to leave my husband neither name nor remnant on the face of the earth." Then the king said to the woman, "Go to the house, and I will give a command concerning you." And the woman of Tekoa said to the king, "O my lord, the king, the iniquity is on me and my father's house. But the king and his throne are guiltless." So the king said, "Whoever speaks to you, bring him to me, and he will not touch you any more." Then she said, "Please let the king remember Yahweh your God, so that the avenger of blood will not continue to bring about ruin, so that they would not destroy my son." And he said, "As Yahweh lives, not one hair of your son shall fall to the ground." Then the woman said, "Please let your servant woman speak a word to my lord the king." And he said, "Speak." Then the woman said, "Why have you then thought up such a thing against the people of God? For in speaking this word, the king is as one who is guilty, in that the king does not bring back his banished one. For we will surely die and are like water spilled on the ground, which cannot be gathered up again. Yet God does not take away life, but thinks up ways so that the banished one will not be cast out from him. So now the reason I have come to speak this word to my lord the king is that the people have made me afraid." So your servant woman said, "Let me now speak to the king. Perhaps the king will perform the word of his maidservant. For the king will listen and deliver his maidservant from the hand of the man who would destroy both me and the son from the inheritance of God." Then your servant woman said, "Please let the word of my lord the king be a resting place. For as the angel of God, so is my lord the king, to listen with discernment through the good and evil. And may Yahweh your God be with you." Then the king answered and said to the woman, "Please do not hide anything from me that I am about to ask you." And the woman said, "Let my lord the king please speak." So the king said, "Is the hand of Joab with you in all this?" And the woman answered and said, "As your soul lives, my lord the king, no one can turn to the right or to the left from anything that my lord the king has spoken. Indeed, it was your servant Joab who commanded me, and it was he who put all these words in the mouth of your servant woman. In order to change the appearance of things, your servant Joab has done this thing. But my lord is wise, like the wisdom of the angel of God, to know all that is in the earth." David brings back Absalom. Then the king said to Joab, "Behold now, I have done this thing. Go therefore, bring back the young man Absalom." And Joab fell on his face to the ground, prostrated himself, and blessed the king. Then Joab said, "Today your servant knows that I have found favor in your sight, O my lord the king, in that the king has performed the word of his servant." So Joab arose and went to Geshur and brought Absalom to Jerusalem. However, the king said, "Let him turn to his own house, and let him not see my face." So Absalom turned to his own house and did not see the king's face. Now in all Israel was no one as handsome as Absalom, so highly praised. From the sole of his foot to the top of his head, there was no defect in him. When he shaved the hair of his head, And it was at the end of every year that he shaved it, for it was heavy on him, so he shaved it. He weighed the hair of his head at 200 shekels by the king's weight. And to Absalom there were born 3 sons and 1 daughter, whose name was Tamar. She was a woman of beautiful appearance. Now Absalom lived 2 full years in Jerusalem and did not see the king's face. Then Absalom sent for Joab to send him to the king, but he was not willing to come to him. So he sent again a second time, but he was not willing to come. Therefore he said to his servants, "See, Joab's portion of land is next to mine, and he has barley there. Go and set it on fire." So Absalom's servants set the portion of land on fire. Then Joab arose, came to Absalom at his house, and said to him, "Why have your servants set my portion of land on fire?" And Absalom answered Joab, "Behold, I sent for you, saying, 'Come here, that I may send you to the king to say, Why have I come from Geshur? It would be better for me to still be there. So now let me see the king's face, and if there is iniquity in me, let him put me to death.'" So Joab came to the king and told him, and he called for Absalom. Thus he came to the king and prostrated himself on his face to the ground before the king, and the king kissed Absalom.